Hello and welcome. This is Kevin, also known as AWOL, and today it's another one of my patterns that I came up with. This was so the previous versions that we were playing with, it is sort of like the chevrons were doing a thing, and there's like this little overlap at the center where it just kind of boxes in one of the colors in the center, and I thought that was kind of cool. And then we tried it without the little box, and then this time I thought, wouldn't it be neat if that box just sort of happened, you know, only on one side, and then the next row happened on the other side. And I kind of thought in my head that we would still be sort of building chevrons and working our way down in the same kind of mannerism. And I didn't really kind of think like how segment knotting might be different for this. And it turns out it's completely different. In fact, it took me a little while to get my head to wrap around it. What you kind of won't see in the video was the fact that I stopped and had to go study the pattern again and go, wait a minute, what am I even doing here? Like, this doesn't make any sense. And then it sort of started to click that I have to do the solid row, then the longer row that has the darkest color in it, and then a shorter row on that same side, and then go to the other side. So it's like 3 rows in a row that get made, and then is it 3? Yeah. So the solid, the long, the solid. No, 4 rows, and then you switch to the other side. So yeah, even in the aftermath, I'm still confused by it. But it turns out, because you're staying to one side or the other, that it's kind of once you kind of get it going, it goes sort of quickly. And in my mind, I kind of thought maybe it would be like lightning, like zigzagging along or something. And it doesn't really feel like that. Like, now that I have it all said and done, it feels a little bit more kind of like those leaves where like the thick part is like a slightly different color, and like it sort of has a little bit of that to it, maybe. I don't know. But the dark color doesn't get used as much, like the darkest. There's 4 shades. All right, so the lighter ones are obviously on the outside, and it comes into this almost black. It's still, they're all blue, but the last one is almost black, and it hardly gets used. In fact, you will see that if you make this one, that when it came to the string usage, that was the one that had the longest leftovers. Everything else, and I honestly, I really thought that all of the blues, because they don't get used that much, that they too would be longer strings, but they were actually really close to what the white ones are. I guess because the white ones are only getting used like once every 4 times or whatever it is. Like, because it kind of comes down. No, it was all the strings were kind of even, with the exception of the very darkest blue. And I thought that was really interesting, and not something I would cut my darkest blue shorter just because I could save a little something. I don't think you really gain anything from that per se, but it's the way I do things. It might be a little bit more wasteful, but at least I got that clear sense of mind, that knowing that I'm not going to run out before the thing comes to the end. So that was pretty cool. I didn't record 100% of this because of it being repetitive, and the fact that as I got done as I was getting closer to the end, instead of counting it out, I was just sizing it up against one of the other bracelets that we've already made this month, just because it didn't matter how or where it ends. It just needed to come to a nice whatever and be the right length. And I wish I'd shown Mandy this sooner, because she really liked this one and would have worn it herself, except for it's too long. And that's kind of a bummer. I could have actually have made it shorter, and it would have been perfect. She would have loved it. The last one she had got cut off because she had an operation. She wasn't allowed to wear stuff. So she's in need of a bracelet. So one of the videos coming up for next month is going to be me coming up with something for her. Got to find a pattern that she likes, maybe some colors she likes, and make her a bracelet. So but yeah, this one turned out really super cool. It is a very, very pretty design. I would hazard a guess that somewhere somebody else has already probably done something like this on, you know, one of the other websites or something, because it just seems kind of like a natural progression from like a chevron to being a little bit more complicated. But then again, maybe not, and it doesn't matter if it is or isn't. Hopefully what you get from this is, one, you get to see me make out the pattern and figure out how I did that, and then two, you get to see me actually make it and talk about like how I got it going, how I segment knotted it, how it turned out, so that way you can do this yourself. Like, you don't need to go find pattern for something to do. You just create something from your own imagination, because I think that's where it really starts to feel personal, and you start to enjoy the process a little bit more, because it's your pattern, it's your idea, and you make it. So I mean, I'm not opposed. If you want to go to my website and get this pattern and make it yourself, and you know, I've done the work for you, cool. But just a heads up, it does feel pretty neat to come up with your own thing, because like, as I look at this, I'm like, yep, I thought of that, and look how cool that looks. So there you go. If I sound a little bit off, I am fighting a cold. Been a few days here where I have not been myself, and I feel like it's done something to my voice. Like, I'm almost a little deeper, a little bit more something. I don't know. I apologize. This is going to end really quickly, and there is no middle point or something. So before I go, let me thank my YouTube members for making this possible. I just did a little research earlier, and it turns out that 2/3 of what I make off of YouTube right now is from the YouTube members. Only 1/3 of it is from advertising. So you can probably take a look at the number of people that are a member and figure out, like, yeah, I'm not making a lot of money off of this. So the goal is we start making enough money that we can get Mandy to be an employee of mine, to work full time and help me with all of the little stuff that drives me insane, the video rendering and all the other little stuff, like getting extra help to be able to make more things. That's the dream, but reality is this takes up an awful lot of my day, and I do it because I love it, though. I really do, and I really do want to teach you guys how to maybe see a pattern and go, yes, I can do that, and just go and grab some of the graph paper and work it out for yourself and figure out exactly how you want to do it, how you want to balance it, how you want to make it your own. Maybe there's an element that you like, but you want to add something else to it, then that, I encourage that. Like, that's totally a thing. Normally on the other websites, you only get like a small piece of the pattern because it repeats, you know, but maybe at some point along there, you want to like mix a couple together. You want to make it more personal. That, to me, is where all the fun really is in this craft, is being creative and enjoying the process. So hopefully that comes across to my videos. I'm not better than anybody else per se. I just have a lot of experience in this. So hopefully by sharing that experience, you guys can gain a little something, maybe come up with a little something yourself. The templates, by the way, are on my website. It's I think it actually says templates. or graph paper. Graph paper, that's what it says. So you can pull up the graph paper, fill it in yourself, and come up with your own things. So, like this. Maybe you want to make this have a diamond in the center, and so it goes out in 2 different directions. That would be pretty cool. You know, I don't know. Lots of possibilities. Lots and lots of possibilities. Sorry. Here comes the big reveal. Thanks for watching. If you haven't already, hit the like button. And as always, don't get your strings in a bunch.